Good evening and a warm welcome from Hillhead as the Warriors are taking on the Blackburn Hawks, the same side which beat the Warriors over in Lancashire last week, and the home side will be looking to exact some revenge. Whitley did get back to winning ways last night though in the Steel City as they beat the Sheffield Scimitars 7-6 following a shootout victory. Some good news is on the injury front at least, is Phil Edgar returned and he put in a really good shift last night, got 2 goals, and it will be his play and his form which could be the difference this evening as he was missing last weekend in Blackburn. The Hawks, they have some injury problems of their own. They lost Ash Smith just 25 seconds into the contest last week, so they're a little bit short on goalies, but they've brought a new one in this weekend, so we'll have to see who starts for them between the pipes. For Whitley, of course, their big news in the goaltender situation is the return of Richie Lawson, and his return to the side couldn't have come at a better time really, with Mark Turnbull not having the best of games last weekend in Blackburn, and also the injury to Dean Bowater, who's been outstanding this season. So the Noswalls' return is of very much importance. It's going to be a big game this evening, and Whitley really need to get some points on the board if they want to keep touch with the current leaders, the Solway Sharks. Please enjoy the game. As we're underway, Phil Edgar wins the draw. He's got Rollins Greetowns out there with him and Dean Holland. Puck's dropped back in. Blackburn will dump it into the Whitley zone. It will be collected by Dylan Hare. Hawks in their road black jerseys this evening. Whitley in their traditional white. Hare just using a few seconds there to get set. Trying to get Edgar away there, but intercepted by the Hawks. Push Whitley back momentarily. Greetowns, lovely little move. Edgar didn't quite perhaps read it, but it was certainly a smart piece of skill there by the Latvian, as Rhys Kearney-Witter sitting on the blue line for the Hawks, who makes a vital interception. Warriors will carry it in again, this time with Greetowns on the wing, fires, good save by Rogers. It will be carried out, but Warriors looking to keep it in. Big hit coming in by the Hawks there on Hare. Hare will chase back, he'll get to this one first. Slips it forward to Sean Kippen, who's having his first shift of the game.
It does look like a different team there though, doesn't it? A lot of younger guys on the first team.
Yeah, it really is. It's a different Hawks team, it's a new era for them. And to be honest, so far it's working well for them. They will be a team looking to make the playoffs this season, I'm sure. As shot from the point, fired in, and that will be a routine save. But a bright start from Warriors playing on the front foot.
They seem to come out quite slow, yeah, I thought, mind you. To be honest with you, yeah. Quite slow. They didn't seem to be chasing for the puck too quickly.
Thomas Fraser is going to go in for the draw for the Warriors. It's a young looking line out there with Jordan Barnes is there, and so is Valacek, the young Czech import, who's just making his third start for the Warriors. Wood tipping it in for the Warriors. Looks like Ross Douglas playing on D as well, using his height. They were a man short with the missing Craig Johnson this weekend, so Lobby looking like he's going to utilise Douglas in that role. He's a big tool player, so perhaps that's what he's thinking is there.
Yeah, maybe. He's going to have to use somebody on the back there, I suppose, isn't he? Please put Douglas on. But Douglas is a hard skater. He'll work for it. Yeah.
The Edgar line back out there again. He'll take the draw, wins it, or just about, but it looks like Hawks will steal it back. Won't clear the zone though, fired in by Hare from the point. He's had a lot of ice time early on in these first couple of minutes, but another save by the Hawks will keep the face off in the zone. And I suppose right now it's just about the Warriors trying to keep that pressure on the visiting goalie.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to keep the pressure on, keep the shots going, make them work for it.
Hawks, who turned up late, they were stuck in traffic, so didn't get much of a warm-up at all really, so we'll see how that affects them. See if they haven't been able to shake off them bus legs. You know what it's like, Rocket, when you've travelled with the Warriors, it's sometimes it can take you a while to get going, can't it?
Yeah, well, you'll probably see that in the second period.
Yeah.
When if the legs have come off or not, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Played forward to Riddick, who'll carry it forward now, trying to get past Harley, who almost cleared the zone, almost got it out, but then the Hawks come back again. They get a shot away. Crane, I think, lost it. It's gone behind the back of the net. Now the Warriors will clear it out. I think with Dean Holland going back to the bench, he'll leave it. Callum Watson will chase. and Jean-Jacques will get there first. It will be an icing call on the Warriors. So first real meaningful attack by the Hawks there.
Yeah, it looks strong though. They're definitely skating a lot better, and they're skating a lot quicker as well, I think, as well.
Yep. So it looks like Riddick who will take the draw for the Hawks. Aaron Davis is on the line. No, it's going to be Aaron Davis actually who's playing centre. Riddick's on his wing. As we said last week, Davis, who's got a great goal scoring record against the Warriors, he had a landmark goal last week where Ollie Lomax was calling for a puck. It was because he'd secured the all-time leading goal scoring record for the Blackburn Hawks franchise. So congratulations to him. Come loose for Greetans. He's got Edgar with him. He'll go himself. That's going to be gobbled up though by the goalie. It was a good save, but a good 2-on-1 break there with Moralee and Phil Edgar. And those two impressed last night, Rocket, and they're two real skilled players, aren't they?
Yeah, like I say, this is the first time I've seen them play recently. So
yeah, Greetans now in a more forward position. He is a recognised D, but he's been playing.
I was going to say, yeah, the last first season he played defence, didn't he?
Kick save by the Hawks goalie, who we believe is Rogers, starting. Also very unfortunate last week when they lost their starter Ash Smith just 25 seconds into the game when he was injured. Hare fires one in, that's blocked though well by the Hawks. I'll look to break out here. Gathered by the Warriors once again though. Quick stretch pass to Callum Watson, he'll carry it in. He's got Finlayson with him, he won't find him though. Kenny Whittle will grab that one and look to get it clear. Watson collects in the neutral zone. Play forward, Kipping won't gather that one in, he'll have to let it sail into the corner. I think they're calling that as being icing, but I thought he was across the red line when it was shot in.
Yeah, icing. That's it was definitely over the red line when he fired that in,
yeah. Anyway, it will be a face-off draw in the Warriors zone. 3 minutes 19 gone, still goalless here. Wonder if there'll be any tired legs from Whitley last night, having gone into overtime and then a shootout. It was a late night arrival when they got back, and of course, you know, they looked like they were on their last legs in that overtime period. They looked leggy and tired, and it can have that effect, can't it, going into the second game in the weekend?
Oh, absolutely, over the weekend, definitely. But sounds like a good game last night.
It was very entertaining. That was going to be covered up by Crane, but some good work in the corner by Adam Wood, another new signing this season, Rocket, and someone who's not afraid to use his height and his physicality, and somebody I'm sure the Warriors fans will love during his time here.
Yeah, where's he from?
Well, he signed from Streatham. I was just waiting to see how that face-off was going to pan out. It's going to be Warriors who will clear it. Signed from Streatham, who were the Southern champions 2 years ago, the same time when Whitley won the league in the north. So the two sides should have met in Coventry, but of course the playoffs got cancelled, and those two sides never played each other. And it's Wood who's moved from the Southern champions to the Northern champions. So he's a good addition to have, and doesn't mind mixing it up when he has to. Collected on the red line by the Hawks, that will drop back in. Collected by Hare, as I say, he's had a lot of ice time early on this evening. Good young prospect who's coming from Billingham. And that one's going to be, well, he caught sort of flapped at it initially, but he managed to make the stop in the end, Crane. Dylan Hare, of course, son of Simon Hare, someone you would have played alongside and against if throughout your career, Rocket.
Yes, definitely, yeah. Simon a few times, yeah.
It's good to see him. Well, moving across the region to play for the Warriors, he said it was an opportunity to.
Was it for England or Great Britain? I think was he playing, or under 16s, isn't that? I think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because I'm sure he was the same with Owen, my son.
Yes. Coming through now, Greetans will chase that one into the corner. Hawks will go with him. Holland. Get the cut back to Edgar, just stabbed it wide. It was a good opportunity, probably the closest the Warriors have come so far. Chalmers drops back across to Kyle Ross, who I believe has dropped back onto the D now. Kyle Ross, who does alternate between forward and D, but he's back there this evening. So they are short in numbers with the loss of Craig Johnson this weekend. Sent around the boards, it will be collected and played out by the Warriors. It will be collected at the neutral zone by the Hawks. I look to carry this one back in. That's going to be offside, yeah. Marginal low, but I think it was just about right. As we're 5 minutes 16 into this contest, still no score. But I mean, it's good to see actually Blackburn giving it a go. Never had been penned back a little bit, but they're coming forward more, asking a few more questions of the Warriors.
Yes, they are at the moment. Definitely, it's pretty neck and neck, I would say. And I mean, they've only had 2 shots, I would say, but there's definitely been more middle of the rink play than there has been down either end.
Yeah, it was quite an even contest last week, although you'd have to say the Hawks deserved their win. But Warriors, it wasn't like the Warriors played completely bad or anything like that. It was just a very even contest, and the Hawks were the better side out the two. And
Blackburn get the ice done, didn't they?
yes, the hump's now gone in the middle. Yeah, so it's
Whitley Bay had theirs done by the looks of it since last year.
It's looking in better nick than it has for a while, isn't it? Certainly. As Watson collects behind the net, looking to get Finlayson in. He'll shoot from an acute angle, but the sizable frame of Kenny Witter will turn it aside and pushed out. Whitley looking to try and ease it back there. Finlayson trying to.
Finlayson's with the cage, or was that because he got hit with it?
Yeah, he got a facial injury about probably a month ago now. It was a nasty injury, and he's got to wear it for his own protection, of course. Yeah. But yes, he is obviously of age older than 18, so he doesn't normally would have to wear one. Barnes tips that one in. Barnes missed last night's trip to Sheffield. Good to see him back in the lineup this evening. Harley will fire from distance. He's in the back of the net.
Harry Harley.
And the Warriors get the breakthrough. Let's go hunt loose on a Harley. Harry Harley with the goal. Got 2 goals last night as well, so really finally scoring touch this weekend, and it's come at a great time really, Rocket, getting that breakthrough 6.5 minutes into the game.
Oh yeah, the shot was straight along the floor, and Jordan Barnes skated in front of the goalie and screened the goalie there straight through his legs.
Yeah, it was in the back of the net. I don't think the goalie saw it before it did ripple the netting, but either way, Warriors are in the lead as Fraser, who's playing centre on the line with Jordan Barnes, gets the win on the draw. Confirmation that Harley got the win on the draw.
A big hit there.
Yeah, so we're going to stoppage here and interference on Valacek. That's unfortunate. He's for an import, he does like to mix things up a bit, so I'm sure he'll be a player that you would be a sort of a player after your own heart in that respect.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, things have changed a little bit now. It's not so physical, but it's gone in different roundabouts now, hasn't it? I mean, now it's all more skillful, speed, get off, quick shifts, very, very quick shifts compared to what we used to do.
Yeah, it is. They are very quick. Lobby shortened the bench towards the end of last night. There were 20-second shifts in the end. But I suppose it's what keeps everyone fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely keeps you fresh on the legs, keeps your mind fresh.
Holland trying to get the short-handed here. Shot, it is in the back of the net. And it's that Phil Edgar who's got that one. Warriors then on the short-handed, 14 seconds in to the penalty kill for them, and it's in the back of the net. And it is indeed Phil Edgar who doubles the Warriors lead. He got 2 goals last night, and again he's been a welcome return to this Warriors team since coming back from injury. Sean Kippen is going to come out to take this draw. He's got Finlayson with him, Kyle Ross and Steve Chalmers. This is a 4-man penalty killing unit. So Warriors getting that goal and then getting called for a penalty almost straight away after that, and then just 14 seconds in, double their lead. So quite an important couple of minutes there by the Warriors, who are looking for a third here, and Hawks now have possession with Kenny Witter. Puck will come to Chalmers, who'll poke that one clear. Kenny Witter will chase it back in again. Yeah, and that one's dropped in. So offside.
He wasn't stopped anytime soon.
No. As Hawks will use this opportunity to change their lineup. Face off just outside the Warriors' blue line. Dropped in, and it'll be gathered by the Hawks on the centre red. Look to get set here, really build some momentum on this power play, which has been unable to do so far. Clancy just sort of underhits it, turned away by the pads of Crane. Douglas, he's chasing that one behind the net. He's going to come out with the Hawks to the point, to Robinson. Is it Robinson? Dickinson, I can't quite say. No, Dickinson, sorry, number 61. He closed that one down. He's playing on the point, normally a winger for the Hawks, or at least he played there last week. Clancy trying to dig this one out, and he'll get it. It's behind the net, looking to lay it off onto the left wing. It will come back in. Good save. Dickinson will have to chase this one back.
Barnes took one on the shin there.
Yeah, he was grimaced a bit, didn't he, as he come back? But he's a big, strong lad. I'm sure he'll shake that one off. Lovely pass through the crease. Clancy again just couldn't get his stick into it to steer it home. But the Hawks actually building something here. Poor giveaway by the Warriors. Clancy will fire. Cleared down by Wood, who will now push out. He'll dump this one in. Straight in on goal, in fact, and that will be gloved. Dickinson will look to try and lead this away with about 8 seconds left on the Hawks power play. Dickinson out wide to the left wing, pushes it past Hare. That will drop behind the net. Harry Harley to try and blast this one clear. Holland will get it clear. Warriors kill the penalty. There's a foot race between Valacek and didn't quite see who. Might have been Lee Pollitt who was back there, who was on the point of that power play unit. Had to chase that one back. 9 minutes gone then. It's Warriors 2, Hawks 0. Hawks now trying to carry it out deep in their own zone. The same players who ended that power play shift are still on the ice for the Hawks right now, so it's a long shift for them. Collected on the far side, it's played forward to Dixon. It's a cut back, but nobody was there to follow that in. I think the Hawks were going for a line change, and allows Hare just to clear that one off the boards and away. Hare's got some support, but it's poked clear by Aaron Davis.
3 on 1.
Yeah, it's an odd man rush here for the Warriors. They've scored.
That's a great goal.
Beautiful finish, and like you say, Rocket, it all came about by really that giveaway and the 3 on 1 rush there.
Yeah, came back down there, 3 on 1. Didn't need the other two guys. Top left-hand corner.
Petr Valuziak, the Czech import, was the scorer. So Hawks have the Warriors lead, and I think for a good of a game, that's probably what the Hawks needed to do, wasn't it? And keep this a tight contest.
Yeah, and it's well deserved. So it's really neck and neck, like we're saying.
So getting ready for the face-off. And at centre ice, Retans is out there with Dean Holland. It's going to be Phil Edgar again to centre for the Warriors. A bit of a delay. Chalmers and Ross is on the blue line for the Warriors. It's going to be the Clancy line for the Hawks. Kenny Witters on D. With, I believe it's Kane King. That's his normal defensive partner. And the Warriors come out with it from the draw. Carl Ross sends it across off the boards. And that's fired back in. Warriors will chase it with Dean Holland. It's come loose into the corner. As Holland is upended as Kenny Witter finishes his check. Comes out wide onto the left wing.
Oh, lovely move that.
He sent...
through his legs and then behind him.
Sent Whitley D-man one way and then the next, got his shot away. Retans couldn't connect on that. It'll be cleared along the boards and up onto the left wing with a cut back to Clancy. Fires, kick save, comes back out to Wood, who will sweep this one up, takes it behind the net and will just allow the zone to clear before he gets set. Nice little 1-2 between Wood and Edgar as the Canadian goes back to the bench. Comes back off the end boards. Whitley trying to keep it in, but the Hawks will now carry it out with Pollitt racing at the right wing. Good poke check there by Douglas, who's actually had an impressive game so far on D.
Yeah, he seems to have done all right there. He closed the man down there, took the body, done the job.
He has, yeah. I think he might have played back there once before, a couple of years back, I seem to remember. But for a young lad to just come into a position that's perhaps not familiar to him, it's very impressive as Dylan Hare comes into the game for him now. Shot from out on the left wing. Callum Watson will go with him. Dug out by Adam Wood. Kippin will flick it along the boards, gets it clear of his zone. We get the return pass from
Sean Kippin there, passing it, unlucky.
Yeah, Valacek will chase that one into the corner. Barnes is out there as well, that's cleared by the Hawks. Tipped back in by Thomas Fraser, who will now chase after it. Be collected once more by the Hawks. Carried out onto the left wing. I didn't see anything wrong with that, with Novak. Just seemed to lift his elbow just to ease Thomas Fraser away. I didn't really see that as being
there was nothing wrong with that at all.
There's a few shouts from the crowd calling for it.
Yeah, I think it was more Thomas going into him.
Yeah, I'd agree. As, Barnes just shoves Novak out the way, gets it clear. Comes out the zone now.
There's definitely not the, how can I say it, the animosity now against the two teams that when I used to play, I don't think, you know.
No, different eras, weren't there, with you and Andre there, certainly.
Yeah, I suppose
ready to drop the gloves, and Kenny Whittle was a willing
he was,
opponent.
Yeah, we never actually dropped the gloves.
No, well, that was always the case, wasn't it? Kenny Whittle would never fight you. He fought Andre, but he never fancied fighting you, did he, Rocket? There were certainly some good memories, both sides going for honours that year. He's
done his job, and I've got nothing against the lad. He doesn't seem to do really well.
Yeah. And it's
for a young lad, respect him.
And hard work's paying off as he's now captain of the Hawks, and he's someone who's clearly earned the respect of the coaching team to get that position. So fair play to him.
Absolutely. I mean, he wanted to make a team. He made the team on his role of being a fighter and doing his job there. He's done that, proved he can do that. Now he's a captain. He'll prove he can do that as well.
Behind the Hawks net. Whitley just trying to get it. Lovely little turn by Finlayson. Tried a bit of a spinorama there, didn't quite come off for him, and it will be cleared back to the neutral zone with Chalmers. Fired into the corner, so comes all the way round onto the other side, around the board. Finlayson will gather, tries to slip it round John Jacks. Collected by the Hawks, so they'll look to try and play this off. Good forechecking by the Warriors zone, not allowing the Hawks to settle, and the Hawks push back behind their own goal line at this moment, behind the net, just not really able to clear it. And
I seriously thought for a second there we were on a short-handed, the way we were skating there, but the lads are getting back into it there now, but there seems to be a few tired legs starting to prop up.
Yeah, Jordan Barnes, who again put in a good shift there, I think, just trying to... I think that was probably the thing. They were on in the middle of a line change because Barnsley arrived into his own late. Fired. That was Valacek's almost his first goal for the Warriors. Just flashed wide, but straight into a corner. Good hit again, trying to win that puck back. Good work rate by the young Czech import. Just over 6 minutes left in this opening period. It's Warriors 2, Hawks 1. Barnsley gets it back onto the boards to Douglas, who sends it around the boards into a corner. Big hit by Kenny Whittle. Got the Blackburn fans cheering. Certainly shakes the plexi, doesn't it, when he puts one of them full-blooded challenges in. It's what hockey's about. Novak trying to send Douglas one way on the X, but I tell you what, the youngster did ever so well there. Could be a penalty on the Warriors, but considering he sidestepped and got past Douglas, the youngster did well to keep up with him, really, and ease him away from goal.
Yeah, definitely. He just pushed him there, just used his little bit of weight there and pushed him around.
Warriors will have to kill this one off. With 5.5 minutes left in the period. It's going to be a face-off to the right of Josh Crane's goal. Valuziak is going out there for the Hawks. It's very confusing. Last week, Valacek, our own Czech player, wasn't playing, but there's a Valuziak for the Hawks and a Valacek for the Warriors. So apologies if I get those two muddled up like I did last night. Fired in, that will be gloved at centre ice by Riddick. Sends it out wide onto the left.
Got Kenny on the power play here.
Yeah, again, probably using that experience just to patrol things really, and just give instructions, keep the puck ticking over. And he's played more as a forward, isn't he, in the power play unit?
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's be a good point to put him on the net.
Yeah, well, he's coming straight off though, so he didn't last too long on that first shift. Hawks carries it in with Riddick. Lee Pollitt's just behind him. Valuziak's in the low slot, but it's moved into the corner now. Big hit coming in by the Warriors. Just keeps Valuziak there. I think it was Adam Wood who delivered the big hit. It's tied up in the corner by the public skating entrance. Comes loose. Wainwright will wind one up. I think Josh Crane saw it light. He was partially screened, but he just about got his pads down to make the save, and it'll be blasted clear, and that will burn the first minute off the penalty kill for the Warriors. Played off the boards to Lee Pollitt. Couldn't get that one tipped. Good work by Callum Watson, who forces a turnover. Sported his pre-Movember tash. He's got a head start on everyone else of the players who have gone in for it this year.
He looks more and more like an adult film star than every time I see him.
Yes, he looks very Dutch, doesn't he? That was tipped in. Will be covered by Wainwright. Cleared off the board Kept in by Gritans though. It's going to be one back by the Hawks. They had 3 players back in the zone to the Warriors 2, but that will eat into that power play for the Hawks. So good work by the Warriors in that respect. Cleared as far as Gritans, who's popped up on the left wing. He'll carry it forward. It's a 1-on-2 break, but he's gone round his man. Can he get the shot away?
That was too many men ice there.
I didn't quite spot that. Was that right?
Yeah.
Too many men. Carried in by Gritans. That was he's got it up high up the ice, and Warriors have killed this one off. But good play by him. Once again, using his head, didn't rush. Took on 2 men, got it round him. Couldn't quite get his shot away, but keeps the puck high up the ice for the Warriors. A great position for them as they return to 5 skaters. Adam Wood coming back in onto the blue line. Could be another penalty risk time on the Warriors again. It's going to be tripping. I think, is it on Watson?
Callum Watson.
Yeah. So, well, there was a groan from the crowd as they thought it was might not have been a correct call. I didn't get a good look at it, I've got to be honest. I don't know if you saw that, did you?
I didn't see it all together. I think his stick got more caught in his skate than anything else. But then again, I'm always going to say something like that.
You are. Well, having just killed off a penalty, Warriors back on the penalty kill then. 3 minutes 10 left in the opening period. And Warriors having to defend this face-off in their own zone. Sean Kippin went a bit early there. Now they'll drop the puck. Hawks win it. So Wainwright on the point, fires, just shot wide.
Got Kenny on the net there, on his back out.
Yeah, good dump in by the Warriors. Sean Kippin will chase, and he'll get to this one first. Puck just evades both him and and the defender, which was Lee Pollitt, who'd gone back there. Out onto the left wing now. Hawks looking to try and ease it out, which they do. Pollitt will gather, flicks it in, that will be chased. Kenny Witter will go after it, but he'll never win that foot race with Chalmers, who was had a sizable head start on him.
Oh, mistake there, Jordan Barnes.
Yeah, forced a turnover, and Carl Ross just couldn't steer that one in.
No, Jordan did well there, pass it across, and couldn't seem to get a connect with it, Kyle Ross.
It just seemed to roll up his stick, didn't it?
Yeah, just found it.
Warriors easing it out here with Harry Hardy. Will dump it into the corner, allows both teams to make a full line change.
1 minute left on the penalty.
Yeah, another big minute here for the Warriors to kill. Clancy will tip that one in chase. Aaron Davis is in attendance as well. That will be cleared by the Warriors, though, who you've got to say have looked impressive on these 2 kills so far.
Yeah, they've done really well. There's been no problems. They haven't really getting close to the net at all. Blackburn on the advantage.
Yeah, played out wide nicely by Novak. Lovely floated pass out to Pollitt on the left wing. He'll turn. It's St. Finlayson. All ends up there. Out to Davis in space. He'll wind one up. Fires. Good kick save by Crane, and it comes out to Dickinson, I think, who's playing on the opposite point. Novak will dig it out the corner. Oh, lovely bit of move there by the Hawks. Sent Wood one way and then the next, but they'll get it clear. The Warriors 20 seconds left to kill as Aaron Davis drops back for the Hawks.
Dean Holland chases it.
Yeah, Clancy can't gather that one in. Crane obviously thought it should have been icing on the Hawks, but it was allowed to play on. Warriors will clear it with 7 seconds left to kill. Warriors dump it in. That should be the last change for them as Barnes comes back out with Carl Ross, Douglas and Callum Watson, who's heading straight to the bench. Good kick save again by Crane as we go into the final minute of this opening period. Still Warriors 2, Hawks 1. Wainwright gathers. Sent it up the right wing, but good defensive work by Douglas, who I think has been the star of the Blue Liners so far this evening. Chipped in. Wainwright will have to turn on his heels here to get this one back. Hawks are going to carry it forward with Aaron Davis. Forward and almost controlled there by Riddick, but couldn't quite get it in on goal. Oh, and a chipped shot there by Valuziak. Oh, he couldn't gather. That will be a sprawling save by Crane, who will cover that one up. But good response by the Hawks, who probably had more play there than they did on the
whole power plays.
Play,
yeah, definitely they were more active there than the 2 power plays they were. So what's that? 23 seconds there.
Yeah, Warriors again will have to defend this in their own zone. There's some delay with the Hawks trying to change the line. The referee saying no, it's you were taking too long over it to do it, and he's demanding the previous players to come back on. So interesting. It was a late change, I've got to say, but maybe a little bit fussy from the officials. use this opportunity to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Ronnie Grimes, who's out in Spain at the minute. Couldn't get back for this game, but he's obviously a big Hawks fan. He's always said the Warriors were his second favourite team, and his son is also on the Hawks side, but sadly isn't playing this evening. But pleased you're listening, Ronnie, and it's always good to hear that you are, and appreciate the coverage we do. Edgar will chase that one as Valuziak gets it back for the Hawks. Well, carried out for the blue. Greetans is in. Here's split the D. Can he finish? Oh no, but somebody's thrown his stick at him, and it's going to be interference on the Hawks with 3.3 seconds to go.
And Edgar there looks like he's got a need in the groin area on the way around.
Is that right? Yeah. Well, that's the problem there. He's had a groin injury in previous weeks.
Right, well,
that's why he's been out. Yeah.
But he's just been kneed there.
That's not going to do any favours.
That's why he did a two-hand slash there. Just see them.
Yeah, I saw the stick go flying into the air.
Does that make it a penalty shot?
Well, I thought it must be. A penalty shot is normally when they cross their hands above their head, but it was at chest level, which normally means interference. But yeah. It's definitely going to be a penalty shot, but it's on the. No, it is for the Warriors. It's just the Hawks look like they were going to take it for a second there. That's what it looked like. Very confusing because the Hawks player lined up to take it, but.
And our goalie was ready to. Yeah, I thought it was
so, just like last week in Lancashire, Roland Greetans has a chance for penalty shot. This time it was him who was impeded, so he collects the puck at centre ice, carries it into his zone, deeks one way and scores! Yes. The Riga Rocket scores, Spasiba Roland. Well, I mean, if you had to put your mortgage on one Warriors player to score from a penalty shot, it's Roland Greetans, and once again, it was a brilliantly finished job.
Yeah, absolutely. Took it quite smoothly there, one side, the other side, and then just took the goalie onto the backhand. Top corner.
Yeah, good finish. Of course it was.
So what's happened? Has he been sent off in that interview?
No. It'd just be he has to go back to the bench, but it's no.
So I wasn't sure it went from the bench to.
Yeah, it did look that way. It's very confusing, wasn't it? The fact that the referee gave a signal which indicated interference.
And he sent him into the box.
He did initially, but I think they come back out. Yeah. Welcome back to Hillheads as the second period has just started. We're a little bit tight on broadcasting time this evening, so we might cut out before the end of the second period, but we should be back up and running for the third period. So just to make you aware, apologies if we do lose you on air for a few minutes, but we'll do our best to get as much coverage of this period to you as we possibly can. It's all down to really only having 3 hours to use over a 24-hour window. It was an early face-off start a late face-off start last night of 7:30 compared to 5 o'clock tonight, and then it went into overtime and penalty shots, so it's really eaten into what we could use this evening, but it should reset, we're hoping, by 6:30. So back underway then. Warriors setting this one up onto the blue line to Dylan Hare from distance. Kearney Witter just easing his man off the puck there. It's fallen nicely to Edgar in the slot, but just looped over the top of the bar and back into play. Cade King gets it away, and it's going to be Veluziak who carries it out for the Hawks. A very fast charging Hawks forward line, this trying to close down Kyle Ross. Looks like Ross is partnering Dylan Hare on this pairing. Harry Harley who's out there now, in fact, but we're going to get a face-off in the Warriors zone. That's to be icing, so the Clancy line will be out there. Face-off to the right of Crane's goal. Clancy will take the draw for the Hawks. Wins it back, but Warriors will clear it along the boards by Watson. Lovely flip by Greetans. Will set up Edgar, reverse sweep to Watson, who gets the backhanded shot away, but can only send it around the boards as the Warriors are in the middle of a line change. Warriors will dump it back in again. Wainwright will get there first on this deep pairing with Mayo. And comes loose. Yeah, it's Wood, who's getting tangled up a little bit here at centre ice, and Clancy will wind one up. Well, lovely glove save by Crane, nonchalantly done there, wasn't it? Very full of confidence.
Yeah, you could see it coming straight all the way.
Got a face-off then in the Warriors zone that will allow both sides to make some well, I think the Warriors have certainly gone for a full line change here. I think the Hawks might just be keeping that same five-man unit out there. Clancy will take the draw. He's got Wainwright just behind him.
Out of the Warriors, who's missing at the moment? Is it did Farmer sign or?
Allegedly, yeah. Very brief appearance. I believe he's out injured with a serious back problem. So we're not sure really when he'll be back playing, but we wish him our best. So he's out missing at the minute. Craig Johnson's missing. Callum Queenan took a knock in the Solway game. I'm not sure of the extent of the injury, but it looked like a collarbone damage there. I don't know if it's broken, but I saw him in the stands before the game. So there's one or two missing, and it's certainly at centre. It's left the Warriors a little bit light in recent weeks. So having Phil Edgar back has really took the burden off the forwards somewhat. And I think because they've been so well off on D, it's allowed the likes of Rowley to play forward, and he's excelled really on the wing since switching to a forward position. Yeah,
he's got the hands for it.
He certainly has.
Oh, there's a goal here.
No, set up a lovely pass by Jordan Barnes, but it's
hooking penalty.
Yes, it is. I'm just trying to see which Warriors player it was who was
Jordan Barnes.
Down. So Barnes supplied the pass, but let's see who it is going back to. Oh, it might have been Valacek.
Oh, it is, yeah, sorry.
Yes, it's Valacek.
I was going to say, I thought couldn't have been on Barnes, you know.
And it was his fellow Czech countryman Novak who brought him down. So it's Novak who will take the penalty for the Hawks. Warriors go on the power play, and it's going to be Edgar, Ross, and Holland who will start at forward for the Warriors here. Rowley's switched back to D.
Reece Kearney's on the
yeah, he's on the penalty killing unit.
No. They're putting two in.
He certainly said two, didn't he? Yeah. Greetans is out there, but he's on the point, and it looks like Harry Harley is as well. So
he's getting a major.
You're right. He has got. He's gone for a second player to go in. It's Bacon who's going number 11 who's going in to serve it. So it's there's two penalties showing on that clock.
So it's going to be a 2+10, hasn't it? Or
yeah, would have thought so.
47, Michael Nohack receives a 2-minute penalty for hooking.
This is a bench minor as well. 2 minutes for hooking. Delay in the game. That's why there was a delay in them starting the face-off. So, well, that's going to be very costly to the Hawks and having to kill a double minor here. Warriors get it back to a point to Harley. To Dean Holland now. Back to Harley. Will fire. Good kicks that come off the knee, I think, of Rogers. Back to Harley. Setting it up nicely for Holland. Winds one up. Comes back off the plexi and back into play. Harley will leave it for Finlayson. He now gets the pass from Finlayson and then sends it back the way it came. Harley's open, but it'll be Edgar on the far side, and then Dreetan's trying to ease that one in. Yeah,
Kenny Whitler's doing a job there, keeping him off the puck.
Yeah, and he's going to have to do a good job, given they've only got 3 men. He's going to have to fill as much space as he possibly can in and around that crease just to stop some shooting lines for Warriors. Harley will wind one up, Enda hits it though, just might have come off the tips of the glove there of Rogers. As Edgar gets it back to
Warriors are moving the puck around, they just need to...
Nice work by Lee Pollock, though. We almost got it out of Finlayson fires.
Oh, great save.
Great save by Rogers there, but...
bit of a shooting gallery there, but the Hawks have done well to just hold it off.
The Havers, they'll change their 3-man lineup. Wainwright, Dickinson and Clancy will come out now with 101 remaining on this double minor. Warriors will decide to stick with the same 5-man unit they've got out there. So it's going to be Phil Edgar to take the draw. Rowley is just behind him. He's got back in now. He had a word with him though, certainly, as Holland will set it up for Harley. Back across to Holland, to Harley again. Will he shoot? He will, and he's in the back of the net. He beats Rogers like a rented mule on that shot, and the Warriors, that will kill off the first penalty then. They'll still have 56 seconds left to work with on the second minor penalty. But Harry Harley with his second goal of the evening, the 4th of the weekend, and he extends Warriors' leads to 3 goals now.
Yeah, he seems to be putting them away at the minute, Harry, but it was very hard for Blackburn there because they were just moving the puck around well, Whitley Bay there, so...
It's always tough though, isn't it, when you're playing 2 men light, but they did well to last well over a minute trying to kill the penalty, but in the end it was just a well-taken shot by Harry Harley.
Yeah, he done well.
Wrapped his stick around it and... It was good at the Greetans, but it was certainly Harry Harley who took the shot, wasn't it?
Oh,
unless Greetans got a deflection the way in.
I wasn't sure he did get the yeah, he just had a little tip to it, yeah.
Well, I must have missed that one. The Riga Rocket then with his second goal of the evening. Spassy by Rowlands. Watson forward to Finlayson. So yeah, apologies for missing that one, but it looked like a clean strike for me. He must have just got a deflection.
Got a tip to it, yeah.
Finlayson out on the right wing, gets it back to the blue line to Chalmers. Watson crashes it home, he crashes the rebound home. Callum Watson making it 5-1, and the Warriors have converted on both their power play opportunities here. Callum Watson really read it well though, didn't he? Shot coming from distance, a rebound from Rogers, and he was right on the doorstep just to crash it home.
Yeah, Claypole done well there, he done really well. We used to call him Claypole.
Did you? Got his name in the dressing room?
Especially for the older generation, Claypole was from Rent a Ghost.
Yes.
If anybody wants to look at Rent a Ghost, have a look, Claypole. Callum Watson's the spitting double of Claypole.
I do remember Rent a Ghost. I can't quite recognise that character, but I'll certainly look it up in the break. As the Warriors bring it in, and another shot just flies over the top there.
Well, that was a high hit on Ord.
Yeah, that was almost cleared from the zone. It'd be floated back in. Bit of a loose glove there by Rogers, but Kenny Witter's on hand just to sweep that one clear. Collected by Harry Harley for the Warriors, who got one goal this season.
Line up there. He's got Niall Ryder on, and
yes, his first shift of the evening, Niall Ryder. It's a good opportunity this, with the Warriors having a 4-goal cushion. Although we said that last night, of course, and they allowed Sheffield back into the game, so hopefully Whitley will be a little bit more aware of that this evening.
Were Blackburn playing last night now?
I'm not sure if Blackburn played last night. Any listeners who know, please get in touch and correct me on that, but I'm not entirely sure. It's a much longer season this season. They've spread the games out a bit more, so quite often it's rare to get 2 games in one weekend now for the Warriors. I think that's just off the back of COVID, in case they have to cancel games and make them up at a later date. They've really spread the season out to a good month longer than they normally would.
Oh, that's going to be a slash that he hasn't called it.
He hasn't, no. And
wow!
It was one of the Warriors who took a tumble, and Kenny Witter pleaded in his innocence, but I think it was Anthony Wetherill who went down.
It was, yeah.
Got back up, and the fast skating youngsters got back. He celebrated his birthday yesterday, played well. Jamie Ord will fire that one in on goal. Sorry, Jordan Barnes even. 17 and the 27 looking very similar. Wetherill is open in the high slot if Barnes can just find him, but he's into the corner and can't get his pass away. There's two players from each side now up in the corner by the public skating rink. Valacek.
Oh, he's getting away there.
Yeah, Valacek got free, just trying to set up Wetherill. He'll go into the opposite corner now. And then Valacek again. Barnes with a shot that just sweeps through the crease. That one will come out.
Still haven't cleared out the blue zone, and this Kenny Whitler now throws it up.
Yeah, that almost left
the ceiling.
I think it did. Yeah, they've got a whistle on the play. It did leave the ice surface. I think just gradually. It looks like well, it's got Dean Bowater listed as the backup goalie, but I'm sure that's Richie Lawson, isn't it? Is that Richie? Because Dean Bowater is out injured and he couldn't play last night. I think it's just Richie Lawson's got Bowater's number on, I believe, but. No, it is. It's Dean, isn't it?
It's Dean Bowater, yeah.
Yeah, it's Dean Bowater. So, well, he wasn't able to play last night, but he's back. So Richie having a game last night, but obviously they're rotating. The goal is here. It's good to see everyone's getting their ice time. Warriors trying to keep it in the Hawks zone. The Hawks can't actually get it clear at the moment as we're 7 minutes into this second period. It's now Warriors 5, Hawks 1.
So Richie was playing last night, wasn't
he? He played last night, the full game, including the shootout.
All right, a knockout night.
First game back this season, of course. So it could be that there's a lot of game time when you're just coming back like that.
First one, yeah.
We will keep the face-off in the Hawks zone. And it's going to be to the left of the Hawks net. Won by the Hawks, though, they'll get it clear, and it will clear the zone. Collected at centre red by Chalmers, who'll go rink wide with a pass for Callum Watson to chase after.
He never gives up, Callum Watson, does he? His legs are always going.
Yeah, he's like one of them little Yorkshire Terrier dogs, isn't he? Just yapping away and chasing after everything. Wood can't keep it in, and the Hawks will look to break out here. Good defending, though, by Chalmers. It just kept him out, and yes, in the end, that held the puck up nicely, and it meant that a couple of Hawks players went to an offside position. So we'll get a face-off. It should be outside the zone. Yes, it is. It just looked like the linesman was creeping back in there, but Anthony Wetherill going to take the draw. He's got Jordan Barnes with him on his right wing. Clancy will take the draw for the Hawks.
I'm just thinking just remember it's Halloween, isn't it? So happy Halloween to everyone, but that's maybe one of the reasons why the crowd's down a little bit tonight. Do you think
could be
off? Seems quite quiet a little bit.
Yeah, possibly. As Barnes tried to cushion that one into the net and made that's a very apt your comment about Rentagos earlier, wasn't it? So, this one is being eased out here by the Hawks. Warnock will just send it around the boards. Warriors will just about keep it in with Carl Rosso. Takes it back into the corner. Big challenge there by Valacek, who, as we said a few times, is not afraid to throw his weight around.
That's probably the third or fourth hit I've seen it today. The game's definitely changed now. It's not so much hitting at all. I mean, at all. Do you know what I mean?
I think a lot of it as well, of course, Rocket, is it's a much faster game now, so perhaps it's much more difficult to line these hits up because they're away in a flash, aren't they?
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, I'm just
I don't know. You still had them flying down the wing, you know, the play, I suppose. The speed's not probably changed, I wouldn't have thought. Maybe the dynamics a little bit, but
I was speaking to Tony Armstrong a couple of months back, and he was talking about one of your old teammates, Daniel Order, who also commentates for us here, of course, for Warriors Radio, and he was saying he thought he was the best mid-ice hitter that he'd ever seen, which is a glowing sort of compliment to Ordy, but you know, like you say, them sort of hits are few and far between these days.
Yeah, Daniel, he's really good. Daniel as well. He followed from his uncle Terry, and then Daniel wasn't shy of putting a few hip checks out now and again.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was.
Well, like I say, mentioning Daniel, we've got Timo. He's coming over February, I think it is.
Yeah,
January,
January. Timo Lukasvari, one of the former Warriors imports who both yourself and Dan all played alongside. Tremendously gifted Finnish player. A lot of people might not remember him. You'd have to be of a certain age. He played the 97-98 season, the first year Whitley came into his level, in fact. He was one of 4 Finns that season, but he was very much the talented forward, wasn't he, that year?
Yeah, well, it was Kimo and Timo.
Right to the back of the net, and the Warriors, this time it is Harry Harley who gets his second goal.
So he hasn't got his hat-trick yet, but...
4th of the weekend, 2nd of the night, and the Warriors increase their lead to 6 goals to 1. But yeah, just going back to what you were saying there, Rocket, about Timo Lukasvari, who played that season, very much the points leader, the forward, the goal scorer.
Yeah,
talented player. Him and Kimmo Saarinen, who played on D as well, and the 2 Rajpal brothers.
That's right. Yeah. That was right.
And I heard from Audie there was a few interesting parties back at yours involving them, which we'll probably have to keep off air. But good times, good fun.
Well, it must have been all right. I've just had his wife contact us after 20 odd years saying. I've heard some great stories. Come and catch up and we'll come over for Timo's 50th birthday. So
you didn't kill him after all.
I must have been that bad.
Pollitt will go into a corner with Phil Edgar. Will come out to Wood, who's trying to keep it in. No, it's Greetan, sorry. In fact, Wood's on the point. Greetan's on the left wing. Comes loose into the slot, and that will allow the Hawks a break. We've got a 2-on-2 break here with Novak. Trying to get around the D, but great work there.
Work.
Really good defending by the Warriors, as that will push that puck away from goal. Wood will collect on his own blue line, but it was Chalmers, so they put Chalmers and Wood, the 2 tallest D-men the Warriors have, on the... and there's another goal, it's Rowley again. Spasiba Rowlands.
I'm quite surprised that Max didn't retire the 22 jersey.
Yeah. Well, we all know it was made famous by the Rocket.
Or binned it, one of the 2.
But yeah, it's great to see it being used again. I'm sure your son Owen will one day wear that jersey. It'd be great to see it on him.
Yeah, hopefully.
As the Riga Rocket gets his 2nd goal of the evening then, and looks like the Hawks have called a timeout as we're approaching the midway point of this game. 10:01 remaining. It's now Warriors 7, Hawks 1, and it really... The Warriors have exploded in this second period.
They just took their chances there and finished them at the end of the day. It looks like I say, Reece Kenny Whitler there. You see, he wasn't very happy. He's done the right thing. He's called a timeout, calm everybody down. So he's taken the captaincy on quite. He's taken the role very well. To be fair to him, do you know what I mean? It's a good move that.
One of the most experienced players on that team, along with Aaron Davis. And of course you've got Ollie Lomax as one of the assistant coaches.
I was going to say Lomax,
and he's had a very important role really in helping his team. He's the only Hawks player I know of to have his shirt number retired, so it shows you the esteem that he's held there with Blackburn and the career he's had in. And really it's important to look after those club icons, isn't it? He was part of the glory years when the Hawks were winning every trophy that was put in front of them, and it's good to see that they're still part of the game, even
absolutely.
though they're retired.
There's nothing. I mean, lads don't get paid. It's always put your heart on the line. Do you know what I mean? And Lomax was no different to anybody else. He put his gloves on, he put his helmet on, and he played for the team. And then when he took his helmet and gloves off when he had to fight for the team, he did the same thing. So all respect to all hockey players.
Yeah, he'll never be a fan's favourite at Whitley, of course, having played against him for so many years, but you've got to admire the career he had, and he's somebody you would love to have on your team.
And he done the thing, he wound players up, he done his job.
He did, he really did.
I don't suppose I was many clubs' favourites players on away games either, so.
I suspect not, Rocket. No, it was Clancy with a backhanded shot, just almost flicked it in past Crane, but Warriors will get it clear. Hawks really responding well since calling that time out. Big hit on Watson by Kenny Whitter. Watson not shying away from it. I don't know if there was words exchanged there, but they were aware of each other, of course. Kip in, just trying to gather at centre right.
by the sounds of things, Reece Kearney Witters took the lads, put your ideas up, start getting stuck in, and let's work for the team, and that's what the lads are starting to do by the looks of things.
Yeah, it's had an instant reaction, hasn't it?
Absolutely,
really?
100%.
Hawks just trying to keep this puck going. Warriors really scrambling to get it clear out of their zone. Finlayson, there's Kyle Ross tussling with one of the Hawks players along the right wing. Hawks will drop back into his zone, but the momentum very much with them over these last 90 seconds or so since calling that time out. They've got their heads together and looks like they're giving it a push, and Whitley needs to be careful here. Shot coming back off the plexi. It sounds a bit silly when you've got a 6-goal lead, but the way things have worked this season, the Warriors haven't always been comfortable when they've got a comfortable lead.
No, that's when you start letting your guard down, and that's when you can start, before you know it, you're 2-3 goals back up.
That's right.
But definitely, I think Reece has had a word with the lads there, because they came out firing after that little talk there.
Yeah.
Jordan Bodge having a word with Ollie Mormax there, and a bit of shouting and bawling going on.
Yeah, well, actually, I think Jordan was pointing the attention to Lobby. It's Lobby who's shouting something to the Blackburn bench. I think Jordan was just really telling him that Lobby was trying to get his attention more than anything. But certainly, I wouldn't say there were heated exchanges. But
Lobby's told him he's going to go. Jordan's allowed to go here, is he?
Is that what it is?
Or someone's going to go. They're not going to put up with it anymore, or something like that, by the sounds of it.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I mean, a 6-goal lead is probably the time to do it from both sides' point of view. Blackburn, because they need a reaction. But although, having said that, they've been brighter since the timeout, so they don't necessarily need to do it now. But Warriors with a 6-goal lead, as I say, should be comfortable, but not always. So
someone's getting under somebody's skin. So
yeah, well, that's right.
So someone's doing their job right.
As I say, if both parties are willing to go, there shouldn't be a problem with it. It's still, for my opinion, should be still part of the game.
Are you still allowed to fight?
They are allowed, but I think it's.
You're allowed to take your helmet. You're not allowed to take your helmet off, are you? What's the rules on that?
Well, in the NHL, you're not deliberately allowed to take it off. I think it'd become a bit of a pantomime where they would accidentally, on purpose, remove them and then go.
But you're supposed to leave your helmet on to fight, aren't you?
Yeah,
is that right?
Supposed to. But it changes all the time. They do try to clamp it out and supposedly clean the game up, as they put it, but fighting is still part and parcel of hockey, in my opinion.
It's going to happen every now and again when tempers flare, or someone goes after one of your best players. It's going to happen.
Yeah, of course. And
if you don't, then there's no policing on the ice. Yeah, and exactly. I'm a firm believer of that. Fair enough, there was games that got out of hands and things did happen, but on the surface of it all, you still need someone out there policing. Yes. If not, then there's going to be more injuries.
I quite agree.
A lot of people use their sticks and things like that because they know they can get away with it. They're not going to get pulled up for it,
Well, as we've seen with Callum Boyd, who's now at Solway, he loves to do those little cheap tricks, but he won't account for himself. He'll always shy away from actually fighting anyone, which isn't right. And,
no.
As you say, it's part of the game. If that was sort of in Gordie Howe's era in the NHL, he would certainly make somebody pay for it. Yeah,
but also it's down to other people to make sure that he doesn't get away with that. Because if he keeps on doing it and gets away with it, then he'll obviously keep on doing it,
Yeah, that's right. Just over 7 minutes left in this second period. Warriors 7, Hawks 1. That one's eased away by the Warriors here. This looks like a 3-on-2 break now. With Rowlands picking out Edgar. He'll get the return pass, and the
too high.
Riga rocket just fires over the top of the crossbar, but a lovely setup, lovely give and go there between Britans and Edgar.
Yeah, they split the defence there, no problem.
Keeps the face-off in the Warriors zone as well. So Callum Watson is out there with Finlayson and Sean Kippen, who's centering this line. Clancy's line is out for the Hawks. Dylan Hare and Harry Hardy, who's now on the puck on D, as he fires one in, trickled its way towards Rogers. Almost in slow motion, he couldn't get it covered up.
2 on 1 here.
Hawks have the break.
That'll be offside. Offside. Just went over the line.
Yeah, he was well ahead of the left winger, was well ahead of the puck handler there. It was Valacek, I think. Well, no, it wasn't. It's unfortunately the one player's name I can't pronounce on the Hawks team. Ludwig, I'm hoping that was pronounced correct, but a little bit trickier than the Czech player's name for me to get my tongue around, I think. But it was the left winger who was offside, and I think the delayed pass. Kearney Witters being told to go back to the bench by the referee. Not entirely sure why, neither is he. But I don't know what's going on really, but the officials have seemed to take a lot of time going to the Hawks benches. It's about the third occasion where they've had a word with something they're not happy about. And to be perfectly honest with you, I can't really see anything wrong with what they've been doing. And the Hawks fans are pretty upset about it as well. But I mean, if that was happening to the Warriors, I think you'd be some, howls of derision right now, because I wouldn't be happy with it. It's a bit baffling that they're being so nitpicky, really. But that one comes back out, collected on the blue line. Warriors will look to break and will come into the Hawks zone with 6:36 remaining in his second period. Kippin returns, gets a pass back to Watson. Couldn't get the first shot away, collected his own rebound and couldn't get the second one away either. But it was a lovely steal by Sean Kippin to set Watto up there, wasn't it? He's having words here.
Yes,
he's going to go here.
There we go.
Callum Watson is going to drop the gloves. It's with Bacon, the number 11. So I don't know too much about him, but he was
doesn't matter.
Spare man, the 10th forward. Bacon lands a couple of rights there. Watto taking them. There's a few uppercuts. Now Watto starting to counter. He's soaking up the pressure. He's took a lot of hits to the head here. Watson's getting in close. He's getting a few jumps in now. Yeah. And then there was the right as well.
Watson's got him there. Watson's got him.
Took him down and then he popped him again. And now Bacon's got up. Not happy with that hit after. Watto just almost laughing in his face there. But I mean, to be honest, Bacon landed most of the punches. Watto just soaked them up. But as is the case, it's the Whitley man who countered, and it was a cheeky little shot after he'd gone down as well. Dean Holland giving rather than a high five, a low five there, but shaking his hand. And to be fair, Bacon went straight over to Watto, shook his hands, and it seemed quite gentlemanly in the end. I don't know what that's all about, really.
Yeah, seems quite gentlemanly.
As both teams collecting up the.
But it seemed to come from nowhere. It wasn't like it was just a quick talk and then we're going to go,
Words were exchanged, they said right, and then the gloves and sticks had gone, then the helmets, and
it didn't seem like it came from anything, like a slash or
like
that. It was just...
Other than serving that bench minor, that's Bacon's only involvement in the game so far. He's a big lad. He's got a good height advantage on Watto, but seemingly respect at the end of that, because he went over and shook his hand and didn't seem any hard feelings. Both of them seemed like they wanted it and got what they wanted. So good fight, and as I say, Bacon certainly landed more of the punches, and there's probably a good 6 or 7 punches into Callum Watson's face, but he doesn't bother him. He soaks it up like a sponge, and then he'll counter, and that's what he did, and took his man down, and then got the cheeky shot in at the end. It looks like one of the Hawks players took a tumble there. There's a bit of a exchange of laughs there between Jordan Barnes and the Blackburn bench, who's right in front of him, and Jordan just laughing with the Hawks player there. Again, all good natured. I think it was just he went early and tripped over, didn't he? The puck hadn't even been dropped at that point. 6:18 to go then, as we're trying to calm down from that bout of fisticuffs. It's still Warriors 7, Hawks 1, but we'll get a offside whistle there on the Hawks. But,
speaking of taking the punches, one of the toughest guys I know, Mel Angstad, who used to come and play for me in Australia there, he would throw a couple and then wait and let the guy throw 5 or 6 and just absorb them. Yeah. Put his head down, take them till the guy was a bit tired, and then Mel would fire up again after that, and the guy wouldn't know what to do,
Mel the Mangler, he's one of the toughest son of a guns I think we've ever seen fight in the NHL, and it's crept through from Crane, and the net's off, the puck's come loose. I thought it was rolling in for a second there. But
yeah, it looked that way, but no, he hasn't called it.
Hawks are asking the question now that the net's off. But I mean, the puck was in the corner, so I don't know if it was as close as I perhaps thought. But 5:58 left in this second period, and maybe the Warriors got away with a little bit of the luck there. But yeah, Mel Anglesat, of course, spent time with the Newcastle Vipers alongside Simon Leach and David Longstaff.
Yeah, well, that's how I got to know Mel, and then I was lucky enough for him to come over to Australia and play a season for me in Australia.
Very much one of your heroes, Rocket, isn't he, Mel?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a tough guy, but a great guy off the ice, lovely guy.
Yeah.
He's a fireman, but he's just a lovely, lovely guy. So I mean, just because you're a tough guy doesn't make you have to be horrible,
That's right. And am I right in thinking he was the first player in the NHL to wear a number 69 jersey?
Yeah, that's right, number 69 jersey. Yes.
As Dean Holland scores, it was a lovely threaded pass through from the right wing. He collected it and just slotted it into the top corner. And Dean Holland makes it 8-1 to the Warriors.
Brilliant goal by Dean Holland there. Straight to the top right-hand corner.
Yeah, and I mean, really, the fight has worked in the Warriors' favour because having called the timeout, it give Blackburn a bit of momentum and energy, but the fight really has worked in the Warriors' favour.
It has, yeah, it's calmed them down again.
So Thomas Fraser taking the draw. He's got Niall Ryder with him on the right wing and Jamie Ord on the left wing. So very much the kid line, the fourth line.
Yeah, you've got Fraser on there.
Dylan Hare out there, and also Harry Harley. Harley being the most experienced man of this five-player unit. As Valuziak carries it in, he can't keep a hold of it though. Dylan Hare stabs it away. We're just over 5 minutes left in the second period. It's cleared off the boards and it will be gathered by the number 98 Warnock, who's a Bellingham-born player.
And what did they get for that fight? 2+2, is it, or?
I believe so. It could be. Yeah, I think it is. I'm not entirely sure, but it's not showing up on the clock, so it's coincidental. Sometimes it's just 2. It depends, I think, on the severity of the fight, but. You know, both are willing parties, so it'd be an even amount, and that's why it's not being shown on the clock.
Yeah,
it wasn't actually announced, was it? I don't think.
No, I just don't know what you get for fighting.
I think it's. I mean, again, it depends. It might be 2, it might be 2+2. More severe ones, of course, is 5+ game, but it all depends, I think, on the nature and what caused it.
Or a 6-game ban.
Yeah. Well, Dean Holland's had some quite ludicrous bans over the years. Yeah, we'll come back to that in a second. There's Balacek on the left wing.
There it is.
Into the low slot, but it fell, unfortunately, between Sean Kippin and Jordan Barnes. It wouldn't fall nicely. Yeah, he got banned for. There was a brawl against Solway a few years back, and he got quite a ludicrous ban because the player he was fighting with, his dad, was on the.
That was a season that I wasn't. Was me? I think it was a season. Was it a season after I left?
I think it was, yeah.
After the last.
I think it was.
It was down here, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah. That was a season after me and Andre. God.
That's correct. Yeah. When Rowley went coast to coast there, almost got his shot away. It was a lovely flowing move by the Latvian.
Oh, unbelievable save by the goalie there.
Yeah, good save by Rogers. And again, Adam Wood fires.
Adam Wood straight through.
And he's beaten the goalie like a rented mule once again. And it's gone up to 9-1 now to the Warriors. But, lovely finish by Wood.
Obviously, it's made a massive difference playing at home, because if this, 9-1 compared to what was the score last time?
It was 6-4 in the end to Blackburn last.
Wow.
I mean, the last goal was an empty netter, but still.
Wow, that's massive. That's a huge difference, isn't it?
There was a couple of goals that you would have liked back from goalie error from Whitley's point of view.
Right.
So if you took them away, it might have been 4-3 going into the stretch. It might have been a different game, but again, I can't take anything away from the Hawks because they played exceptionally well last week. They looked well drilled, well organised, and to be honest, this Whitley team is a lot stronger than it was last week. They're rolling out 4 lines. We've got Philedger back, and this is going to be a penalty on the Warriors for holding. Holding, yeah. It did look more of a trip, to be fair.
He fell over his skin. Who was this Ferguson? Where's he from?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Is he not one of the Scottish ones?
Yeah, I thought it was, what do you call it, Kieran? Is it Wrench, Kieran Wrench?
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a while, but good lad, Kieran Wrench.
I've seen something of Murrayfield. Does that affect the Warriors? Murrayfield pulling out, or?
Well, we were supposed to be playing them in the Cup, and it would have been nice to have gone up to there. It's always a lovely rink to visit, and good old traditional name in hockey, but they've had a lot of trouble in terms of securing ice time. There's a lot of problems with the rink, unfortunately, in terms of its the cost really of keeping it going, and it's a shame. And I know Tony Hans worked really hard to keep that club going.
I thought Tony was up there, yeah?
Him and his brother David have worked extremely hard in keeping hockey going in Edinburgh. It's be a shame to see the races fold if that's what happens. We hope that doesn't come to that, of course. But they're certainly not going to have a season this year.
Right.
I think they've lost 1 or 2 other players this week, so it looks like they're winding things down.
Yeah, we can't expect the lads to hang around if it's.
No, they're playing and training in Dundee at the minute, so as Finlayson goes round his man and looking to cut.
That
would have been a
lovely goal, lad. For the
was he brought down by Rogers? I think that's the question they're asking.
That being a penalty shot?
Again, no clear signal given, but it's a penalty on the Hawks, I believe. Yeah, tripping. Now, it must have been the goalie who tripped him, because the defence was nowhere near him. And it looked to me like Rogers did put his stick out. And I think, it would have to be again, would it? Again, not clear whatsoever.
Why has he gone back over to their bench?
I'm assuming he's explaining it to the bench, but if his signals were clear enough to begin with, he wouldn't need to do that. But again, he just put his arm straight up in the air, but it wasn't a clear signal to say what it was initially. Well, there's a Hawks player got in the box. It won't be a penalty shot.
No, it's not a penalty shot by the looks of it, but he needs to start making a bit more, That's why I can see, crowds getting a bit, upset and uptight with him here, because he's not showing any signals of what actually is going on.
That's right, you say, yes, you're quite right, Rocket. The crowd's frustrated. Me and you aren't clear what he's called, and seemingly the Blackburn benches, and now they've called Dean Holland over. So Melrose explaining things to both Kearney Whitler and Dean Holland. Neither of them look exactly clear on what's on. In fact, the pair of them are in a chat now trying to work out what's going on. So neither Dean Holland or Rhys Kearney Whitler entirely clear. They're discussing it between them. And now the Hawks, of course, now the Hawks are going to play in the box. The first player I spotted was, of course, Bacon, who had the fight with Watto. That's why he's still in there. But 2-minute penalty. So that will negate the power play they had. So for 106 we will have 4-on-4, and then it will revert to a 54-second power play to the Warriors with 2 minutes 10 left in this second period. Now Warriors 9, Hawks 1. As Wood sends the puck across to Chalmers, collected by Rhys Kearney Whitler. Tip forwards to Pollitt. And then up the left wing, lovely move by Rowlands, and he's going to get the shot away. Lovely play by Rowlands Greentowns once again, who's
isn't it? He's breaking sweat.
Yeah, it's effortless, isn't it? It's just, and then he put in a really good hip check there, which has floored one of the Hawks players. He's having a really good shift here, and another good strong game.
If he can get a goal for it, he's hurt him.
Reverse sweep even by Moralee to Wood. Moralee will get it back in the high slot.
Charlie Horse there by the look. And that's it, off his skate nearly.
Yeah, it was Rowland's hit which might have inadvertently injured the Hawks player, but nothing wrong with the hit. It was a good clean hit.
Into him,
Just unfortunately the Hawks player
looks like a bit of a dead leg maybe, or
could have been,
1 minute left in the period. 1 minute 3 seconds.
Novak carries it in. Wainwright was maybe a question of offside, but referee gives them the benefit of the doubt. Just under a minute left to go in this second period. Ryder dumped it in. Kearney Whitler will get there before the on-rushing Warriors player. It's Wetherell. No, Douglas even, who's now playing further forward now as a forward rather than a D. So getting some ice time on that fourth line with Niall Ryder. Warriors now on the power play. Jordan Barnes going in. It's tied up along the boards.
Why isn't the referee calling that?
I'm assuming the puck is still moving just about, but it looked like it was a dead puck. But it's jammed up against the board. Now it comes free by, I think it was Niall Ryder who got it free in the end. Played forward by Hare. Ryder will flick it on. Thomas Fraser now out there.
It's going to come back to Harley.
Yeah, to Hare now. Across to Harley, who thought about shooting. Hawks back to full strength. And you're right, Rocket, it must be a 2+2 for those fights, because they've not come back out the box. And that will do it for this second period then.
Strange second period though, with the referee not quite being, assertive in what he's called on.
but there seemed a bit of confusion really from the officials with their signals, and Blackburn weren't happy with that and took some time before leaving the ice just to question a few decisions perhaps and just get some clarification. But their signalling, as both myself and Alan Yarrow will testify, it hasn't been clear this evening. So we've been confused in it, and seemingly the Blackburn bench has been confused as well. And even I think Dean Holland and Rhys Kearney-Witter had a decent chat towards the end of the second period, just preparing and trying to work things out. As Rollins Greetans now carries it into his own. Edgar will fire, glove save, tipped away.
Say something when both the captains are trying to resolve things rather than the referee.
Well, that's right. They're trying to discuss it between them to see if they can get any sense from what's happened. But
at the end of the day, the whole game revolves around the referee. He starts making bad decisions or decisions that no one's, aware of what's happening. Then, that's what sets the lads off, and then
that's it. Yeah, it's frustration then, and that's when it boils over.
And that's it.
Yeah,
the whole game revolves around how the referee handles himself.
Absolutely. As Niall Ryder will chase that puck into a corner. Rollins Greetans goes in to help him out, looking to get it back, and long clearance back to Chalmers, who fires over the top of the bar there, and back off the plexi, kip in, slipping it forward to Watson, who almost got the rebound in on goal. Hawks desperately trying to get it clear. They called a timeout towards the end of the second period. They got a bit of momentum from it, but then the fight seemed to swing the momentum back in the Warriors' way, and you would fancy now, Rocket, that an 8-goal lead should be more than comfortable, shouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Has been an Achilles heel of the Warriors this season, racing into a lead and then seemingly easing off and letting their opponents back into it. But,
this will be a test now, because 80 minutes into the third period. 80 minutes left into the third period. This is where the bus legs and the tide from last night will start hitting in. And if Blackburn can scrape 2 quick goals together, 3 quick goals, then it is achievable.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is achievable.
Yeah, so please don't turn off just yet. Stick around, and hopefully we'll have a final enjoyable 18 minutes to bring you. Again, apologies for losing you towards the end of the game. It's just unfortunately one of the regulations we've got with the broadcast app which we use, but thankfully because of the clocks going back, we gained an hour back, so that was useful this evening. That will be gloved by Hare, and he'll carry it forward now. Valacek just making sure he didn't stray offside, as that will be swept clear by the Hawks. Riddick is open, but Hawks can't clear their lines just yet. Valacek forcing the Blackburn D to almost turn the puck over. Warriors will get it back now in the neutral zone. Ross fires, floats it in. It'll be gloves, but yeah, it was an easy catch save. That's right. Just released it quick, though, kept the puck moving. And the Hawks are a team in something of a hurry, as they will want to get a couple of quick goals back.
Yeah, you can see how the Warriors are just easing off there a little bit.
Dixon now fires straight into the logo and the bread basket, and the Warriors will take that one. It was a good speculative, well, I wouldn't say speculative shot, but it was an optimistic one, but it was testing Crane, and Crane answered the call.
He had to make the save at the end of the day, There's not a great deal of pressure on the Warriors now, as long as they can just keep a hold of it, really.
That's right. Wood will gather, digs it out the corner. We'll find Harry Harley. David Longstaff continually changing the D partnerships. It's very difficult to keep track of who's playing with who. Same with the forward lines on occasion. Wetherell is on the puck now. He's looking to get it from behind his neck. Jeremy Ord's open on the left wing. Thomas Fraser on the right.
Yeah, David's always seemed to have done that, though, hasn't he? He doesn't really keep a set line. It's always, even when I played, it was always mixing every single line up, getting people.
As a player, was that quite confusing at times when you weren't with that familiar pairings?
Personally, I didn't like it, but everyone's got their own thing. Some of the lads don't like to play with each other. Like David Longstaff and Simon Leach, when they played together, unbelievable. They never had to look where they were or anything. You just flick the puck and David would know where Simon was. Yeah. Simon would flick the puck, not even look and know where David was. So that's why sometimes I think, why does David, do that sometimes?
Yeah.
When he's, used to doing that himself. I know when I play, I know that Sean and Lotto and DJ.
Yeah.
They were a good line to play together, but they always get me split up as well. So, but you know, the coaches knows best most of the time and does what they think's got to be done right.
Yeah, and being champions last time out, you can't really question Lobby's
absolutely not
decisions, but it is, I suppose, from a commentating point of view, can be quite a frustrating.
Oh, from a commentator it would be, but also on the bench, because sometimes you think, am I on this line now? Am I on this line now?
Yeah. One of them, I guess, where you just have to continually listen to what the coach is.
He's keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, well,
that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah. As the Hawks will look to counter here, Dickinson looking to get it clear. So that will be intercepted by the Warriors. Played back up the line. Edgar will collect the rebound off the board. He's got no rider with him. Edgar carries it in, but he'll have to cycle this one back out of the zone. He'll keep possession, but the Warriors will have to retreat onto an onside position.
Yeah, Blackburn seem to be sitting back now. And
maybe a bit of damage limitation for them, not wanting to get conceding too many, perhaps.
Yeah, 9-1 third period's a lot there. But still, he's got to keep on going for it until the final whistle blows, I suppose.
Yeah. Sean Kipping will go in for the draw for the Warriors. He has Finlinson and Watson there, who are his regular line mates for this evening. Cleared over the outstretched glove of Dylan.
2-on-1.
And the Hawks are almost in here. Great recovery challenge there by Harry Harley. Out wide to Finlinson, who's on a chase here. Cut back to Kipping in the high slot, but it just
bobbled over his leg, stick, didn't it?
Yeah, allowed the Hawks to recover and get the clearance. Hare stretch pass, but Hawks will dump it back in. Hare will go into the corner to try and win it back.
Great save there.
It was a brilliant save, yeah, by Josh Crane. Clearance almost took out the referee. He was ducking for cover there.
It's the first time I've seen him put his hand up.
Yeah, that's right. In the correct position, yeah. As Jean Jacques floats one in from distance. One of the classic.
I just keep on forgetting. Looking at Finlayson with a cage on. I remember playing a game on a Sunday, Friday night before the Sunday. I played a game. I ran through a patio window and I ended up with 148 stitches in my face. And I played ice hockey on the Sunday. I put cotton wool and everything in my face and then put the cage on. First period, got into a fight with a goalie, blocked us straight in the face and just reopened the wound.
Yeah.
It just made us laugh seeing them with a cage on, because you don't see many people with cages as much these days.
That's right.
I don't think they allow you to play with 140 stitches in your face these days, though.
Probably not. All sorts of health and safety now, isn't there? That one sent around the boards. Jordan Barnes desperately trying to get it out. But Adam Wood will gather deep into the low slot.
Speaking of past players, I was actually speaking to Andre last week.
He's doing all right in Canada, isn't he, with his coaching job?
He's doing a coaching job, yeah. He's invited us over next year to go and stop with him for a little bit, because obviously he stayed with me for a couple of seasons when he played over here. So
if I'm seeing any company, I wouldn't mind attending myself.
Yeah.
He's great character, Andre Payet, as that shot straight into the glove of Josh Crane. So there's just over 6 minutes gone in this third and final period. It's Warriors 9, Hawks 1. Yeah, had two very interesting seasons here, didn't he, Andre?
Yeah, they were the 2 seasons I played. He lived with me, didn't he? So
he did, yeah. He was telling me once he woke up from a heavy night out the night before, that shot just flashes wide, and woke up in your spare room with a lion's head staring down at him. He wondered quite where he was. It's one of your other passions, isn't it, taxidermy?
Yes, that's right, yes, I'm into taxidermy. I've just, on Monday actually, I just arrived a full giraffe I've just received. Yes, so I'm busy working.
Just to clarify to the listeners, you don't just randomly have lion's heads in your house, you do taxidermy, and very interesting, of course, as well, with the business he set up. He used to take the animals into schools for children to see.
That's right, yeah. It's very popular because the children have got to learn about things, and not many North East children can see and touch and feel these animals and get up close to them.
You don't often see them walking down Northumberland Street, do you? So, the Hawks will gather deep in their own zone behind the net. Yeah, once again, this fourth line getting a lot of ice time. As you'd imagine.
Well, that's good. Robbie getting the young ones on, get the fourth line, At the end of the day, it's good to get fourth line. You're in a bit of a lead there.
Gordon's
use
green
the lads.
with a good drive there, straight into the logo. But he'll be looking for his hat-trick mark, as I'm sure Harry Harley will be as well.
That's right, yeah, they're both looking for the hat-tricks, aren't they?
Yep.
Is he not playing in the Super League, that one? What's his name? Lust, was he? Or
No.
can they not sign up and play down?
They can, yes. I don't believe that is the player you're thinking of.
Sorry, I thought it was.
Yeah, I can't even attempt to pronounce his name.
There's one of them down there who is playing in the Elite League, isn't it?
You can have dual registry, yeah. You can happen. I know Solway have had Liam Stenton in defence in the past, who's played for the Glasgow Clan,
right?
For example. That one comes loose to Dixon. He's almost caught out Baluziak, number 79. Well, he's going to get the clear. Can't skip in.
Go on, Sean.
He's in on goal here.
One on not. Good save.
Great save, yeah. He collected it right at centre red, split the D, and he was in full stride there. But
great save by the goalie. Yeah, great save there. I think I remember last time I commentated, I'm sure it was one against Blackburn. Was that the same goalie, the young kid? Or was it a different one?
That was a different goalie, yeah.
He was really good, the young Blackburn at the time. What was his name?
I don't think who he is. I think he's at Widnes now.
Is that where he's at now?
Yeah.
Yeah, talking 3 years ago, I suppose, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't Nick Trapans. It was.
No, it was another young lad.
I'm sure the name's escaping me. He's at Widnes now.
Is he right?
But I was surprised to see him leave the Hawks because he was a good young goalie and had been really their number one for a number of years. Well, the last few years, shall we say?
Because did the Hawks disband for a year? Was that, or did it? No.
No, it was just they lost a lot of their senior players and went back to Telford or Solihull, like the Brittle brothers.
The Brittle brothers, that's right, yeah.
Some of the other playes retired, like
Peltney. On Jordan Barnes, I believe.
Yeah, Meikle retired, I think, and Danny McCreel as well.
All right, did they? Yeah.
So it was this whole senior core left. But it's great to see Graham Lomax back involved and running the team, and really, his mission was to get the Hawks back to that level again. And to be honest with you,
he's done it.
He's done it. He's a really good young side who are only going to get better.
And what is Ollie? And Ollie's the manager, is that right?
He's the assistant coach, I believe. Right. Yeah. But it's working. They got a really well-deserved win last weekend, and I would say really it's between Blackburn, Billingham and Sheffield for that fourth and final playoff spot come the end of the season, or what you'd expect. And Blackburn looked impressive a week ago on home ice, and I know it's a 9-1 game here, but they've not been overawed. They've looked good on occasions as well, and
it was just that little split in the second that they got. Like I say, it was 3-4-1, and then the fight, and then they brought quick 4 goals. That's
been the difference, but when they cut the lead to 2-1, I mean, Blackburn was well and truly in the game then.
Oh, absolutely, still, yeah.
Edgar sends that one across. Just confirmation that Jordan Barnes got a hooking penalty, which has gone pretty much unnoticed, really, amongst what's happened. Warriors were 4 skaters, but Hawks were clumsy now, trying to get it forward.
Warriors, yeah, you wouldn't think they were a man now.
Warriors still had a lot of play in the Blackburn zone. Warriors will use this opportunity to make 1 or 2 line changes
here. They'll start using the fourth a little bit, because you can see a little bit tired legs there coming in.
Didn't get much ice time last night either, so they'll be fresher.
Perfect for them, yeah.
Being younger lads, they should be that much more energetic, you would think. Although I have to say, the way that Sean Kippen split the D just a moment or two before, he's one of the more senior players on the team, but he had the legs to outpace the 2 defensemen, so you just never know, do you?
Oh, absolutely, that's it. You can see a difference though. I mean, Reece is definitely seemed to have took the captaincy role, in hand there, because he's not, he's compared to what I seen, a couple of seasons ago, different player. That's good. That's good. He made the team for one reason, and then now he's stepped up a little bit, and he's made some good choices tonight as the coach.
Yeah,
he had to do the time out and keep the momentum going for the guys. And to be fair, he's still on there now skating, He's
had a couple of stints with his hometown club in Bradford, in between stints with Blackburn. Also was at Sutton Sting for a while as well. But as you say, he's grown into a role really. I mean, as a captain, I think it suits him perfectly. Because a wild shot comes in from Wainwright, just cannons off the shoulder of Crane there and away. It's a good effort from distance.
So he's on the front of the net there, you know, doing his job. Not many people are going to try and move him.
No, Adam Wood is, thought about it and then thought about going to the other player.
Just got to get your stick straight in between his legs and then turn it. Open a can of corned beef.
Indeed, yeah. Warriors back to full strength. Barnsley was staying high up there looking for the breakaway. But
good pressure there. Good pressure on the Whitley goal.
As this period is moving along quite quickly. Well, you're not the only person to think Watto looks like a character from Rented Host. Somebody else had posted something on Twitter earlier this week. In fact, it's his #1 fan, Sharon Kelly, who's got more than a little bit of a crush on Watto, shall we say. But she'd noticed the same similarities as well. So Sharon, I know you're listening, so hope you're enjoying the coverage so far. And it'd be good to have you back in the rink as soon as you can. Hawks now out on the far left-hand side, just looking to get it loose. It's into the middle of the slot there, just trying to get it away, but Warriors now with Jordan Barnes off the boards. Stays in the zone though, and Davis will float one in from an acute angle. And the open net, it just trickled wide. Hawks almost got a goal back there with 8:28 remaining. Clancy, I think it was, who just glanced wide.
They're putting the pressure on the Whitley goal there.
And they're certainly building here, the Hawks. The pressure's building, but Warriors will now get it clear. Almost came through for Jordan
Barnes, yeah.
Davis will flick it in and go for the line change. Warriors will change it as well. And Ross Douglas back on the D now. That's changing position a couple of times this evening.
Would get a bit of abuse from the Blackburn bench there.
Yes, some interesting few seconds there as they were just discussing stuff. Now it's back underway. Puck's being pushed out. Blackburn.
Great moving
trying to counter. And it's up along the boards now for Whitley to try and push out. Hare will find Jamie Ord on the left wing. He tipped in. He should get the rebound. No, the goal is going to get there first, but Jamie Ord carrying that momentum into the corner.
Reece Kearney with the puck.
Yeah, through the neutral zone. He'll dump it in. It's a shot on goal, in fact, forced Crane into a glove save. 7:26 remaining. Still Warriors 9, Hawks 1. Very fast moving third period, it has to be said. Not many stoppages. Pollitt couldn't quite finish his check there. As Hare will dump it in over onto the far side.
And they're coming through the back door there for it. Unlucky.
It was open, but well defended in the end by the Hawks. Just had to hold their position, which is exactly what they did. Dickinson racing up the line. He's got Wainwright with him, who intercepted that, and we will get a stoppage on the play with 6:53 remaining. But it's as we said before, very fast-paced to this third and final period. We're going to get a face-off now to the left of Josh Crane's goal. He's just readjusting his equipment. Now it's going to be Phil Edgar who goes in for the draw, wins, but heavy touch sees it comes out to Mayo, I think it was, on the point, number 12, indeed it was. Now the Warriors looking to counter with Edgar, carries it into his zone. He's got a bit of support now with Ryder and Harry Harley on the overlap.
Right away through the middle.
Huge cutback by Harley. It's going to come all the way back down to Josh Crane. Wood will gather. He'll leave it though for Edgar. He got caught in possession there. Good forecheck by Dixon. Poked it away.
Yeah, Blackburn aren't giving up. They're still digging in there.
They are, yeah. It's good to see because, I mean, at the 9-1 scoreline, a lot of the times teams might switch off, but not. They're still fighting. And that is a hat-trick marker for Roland Gritan. Spasiba Rolands. The Riga Rocket with his hat-trick. And we were saying before, both Rowley and Harry Harley were looking to get a a hat-trick, and Rowlands has got it, and that brings up goal number 10 for the evening for the Warriors. So Rowlands Greetans with his 3rd goal of the evening and the 10th goal for the Warriors. And well, I mean, I think that's the 2nd hat-trick he's got this season, because he got one against Nottingham as well. But really enjoying his stint playing as a forward.
Yeah, you mentioned Nottingham there. My son Owen, he was down at watching a Nottingham game the other week there, and he said that the Nottingham team are really, really good and really, really physical. Like, you know, a lot of young players.
Yeah.
He says, but they really, really worked hard, even though the scoreline was really worked hard. The Nottingham players, though.
Unfortunately, I missed that one due to COVID. But yeah, it was. As the Warriors got a 2-on-1 break here, couldn't convert. But yeah, they're always a very well coached side, and. Every year they'll come with a fresh bunch of young players, and a lot of it is down to the coach and setup, and you have to give them credit for that. And
it was a great move by the Blackburn there.
Yeah, Warnock it was, with the shot from distance from the high slot, just floated over the top of the bar. Now Kenny Witter will have his shot charged down by Ross Douglas.
I mean, I know they've just scored there, turn one, but it doesn't really reflect it, because I mean, Blackburn have been in the Whitley end a fair bit. They just haven't been able to get the shots away, I don't think, you know.
I think, like what you said before, we've taken our chances, and Blackburn perhaps didn't. And but like you say, Blackburn haven't played badly at all.
No, like they haven't. 10-1, you know, it sounds like, you know, they're their zone all the time shooting. It hasn't been like that. I mean, Blackburn have been. They just can't seem to. They're getting our zone, and they just can't seem to get that puck fired off, you know.
I'm sure there'll be aspects of this game which the coaching staff will look at and think, you know, we're not far off where we need to be, and they'll take some positives from it. I'm sure of that.
Oh, definitely. Don't forget where Whitley playing in the home rink, and always gives a little bit of an advantage.
What it is, it's as much as Whitley sometimes struggle on the large ice surface at Blackburn, it's obviously the same for Blackburn when they come in. It's a much smaller ice surface to what they're used to. So it certainly is a benefit to the home side, whichever venue it is played at. As Wood comes in, I think it deflected off Valacek, who was screening the goalie there, that cannoned off him, and there's a few slashes going in from Valacek and Kearney Witt. And I tell you what, the young Czech is not taking any nonsense. There's
got to be a two.
That was a two-handed cross check by Kearney Witt. He's lucky to get away with that one, but fair play to Valacek. He doesn't mind who it is and what reputation they've got. He'll just give as good as he gets.
Yeah, you know, reputations. You've got to be. It's not always a good thing to think about reputation, because it puts you off the game a lot. You know, you're just going to get in there, forget about, do your job, and worry about it. If everyone put off reputation, then half the time you wouldn't get an outdone.
That's a very good point. Just under 4 minutes remaining. Warriors 10, Hawks 1. As the Warriors complete a line change, and once again that fourth line out there, they've had the majority of the ice time in this third period, as you would imagine.
Well,
Chalmers fires one in, and after a big weekend and a long evening, it's all just trying to stab that home for number 11.
The fourth end, I still took it in hard there.
Yeah, probably makes sense resting one or two of the more senior players and running the bench the way they have. Dixon carries it in, looking to float it across to the right hand side now.
Good shot.
Lovely shot in.
That was
Riddick on the right wing, who
caught the goalie off guard a little bit.
Unleashed that one, but yeah, he connected well, and why not have a go from there? 3:05 remaining now then, as it's probably not had the intensity this period as the second period had. No. And unfortunately we lost quite a bit there off air, where it was ramping up somewhat, but it's with a huge lead by the Warriors. I think it was always going to be that case, wasn't it? Yeah,
well, that's why they've done it in the second period, so they don't have to work as hard in the third for the legs and from last night, you know.
Yeah.
If they can put the game to bed in the second period.
That's right. Greetans keeping possession deep behind the two defensive pairing, and he's almost like a sweeper, if you like, behind the two defensemen there as he moves forward. And but just showing that quality puck possession. And
Blackburn are backing off now and letting them come and make that move.
Edgar goes around his man, and there's Noah Ryder just stabbing home. Be good experience though for the likes of Noah Ryder to play on a line with Phil Edgar and Roland Greetans, won't it?
And the ice time benefits, you know, with
the ice time, but
just skating up and down that wing.
Playing alongside two quality, skillful players though, it's only going to improve your game yourself.
Absolutely.
Adam Wood Gathers. You must have played with some interesting imports over the years, but particularly in your early days at the Warriors.
Bobby Brown, he was a character. Bobby Brown played for the Warriors. It's been
Claude
a few.
Dumas, was he?
Yeah, I was there. That was my first year I played. Claude and Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe was my hero. I remember my first ever game. They shaved my head and gave us a mohawk. I had to play my first ever hockey first game. It was on grandstand.
Yeah,
Saturday against Cardiff. Yeah, and I had a Mohican. Mike Rowe and them shaved as Davy Ross. And I had a Mohican at 16.
I think you got off lightly there. Didn't sound too bad compared to what you can do with people, I suppose.
But yeah, Mike Rowe, Claude, Scotty Morrison. Yeah, Peter Bender came over. He was a coach. He was a great coach, Peter Bender.
He was, yeah. I had the pleasure of meeting him a few years back. Dave Hall introduced me to him. He was really there when I first started watching the Warriors. He was the coach.
Well, that was the first, yeah. He was the first, and then it was Darryl, wasn't it?
Darryl Evans, yeah.
Darryl Evans.
Who's involved with the LA Kings these days.
Is he?
In fact, no, is he not? Yes, I think he is. It's the LA Kings. I think he works for the TV media there, so doing a similar job to what you're doing tonight, Rocket. Mike Vellucci, he's involved with the Penguins, Pittsburgh Penguins, as the coach.
Well, everyone said I had the
team.
face for radio.
No comment. As it comes through for Valacek, but Hawks just trying to
The last
squeeze this
30
one out
seconds
now.
of the game.
Yeah, they don't want to give up another goal here. That one will cannon off the legs of Harry Hardy and into the crowd, but in the neutral zone. So with 23 seconds to go, we will get a face-off. I think it'll be just outside the blue line.
Hasn't been many stoppages this game.
Not this period, no.
Quite a flowing game. Remember the Blackburn and Whitley goes on for 3 hours, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more at stake, I think, back then, wasn't it, when both teams were going for the title?
Yeah.
This is, a game which doesn't really mean too much to either side at this stage of the season. It's still a long way to go, but of course, you always want to get there.
Every point helps.
It does. And after losing last week, I'm sure Whitley is kind of they've responded the perfect way they could this season with a healthy lead.
Oh, Sean Kippen's having words there.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to have a little rumble there.
I'm just wondering if it's Jared Dickinson, because a couple of seasons ago when we last had hockey, the two of them had a fight.
Did they? Oh, I did.
Skippy broke his nose, and he's not forgotten that. It is Dickinson he's talking to. And Sean Kippen, like most hockey players, they never forget. He's got a long memory, and I think he wants to go there to maybe settle some scores, but we're still going. That will do it. Because it's gone, he's still hooking Dickinson.
What's that down there?
It's right on the...
Oh, there's a bench clearance here.
Adam Wood is Kenny Witter, I think.
There's 7 players on top of each other here, the 2 benches. Who's that?
Kenny Witter swinging punches at Adam Wood, I think. I think it was him, but Adam Wood is calling somebody out there. Was it Warnock? A Hawks fan's just thrown a bottle of water onto the ice towards Adam Wood, which there's no need for that really. But tempers are obviously fired up. A bit of a bizarre ending here at Hillheads then, and well, I mean, what would your choices have been, Rocket, if you had the chance to pick man of the match for two sides?
Whitley Bay had to be great hands for his hat-trick. Had to be O'Harley, and for Blackburn, I would have given it to probably the Finnish guy. He had a fair few shots there.
Oh, the Czech guy.
Sorry.
Valuziak, or
yeah. He was to be fair, I mean, I don't know if I should say it. Reece Carey.
Yes. He had a good game. He did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even though me and him had a bit of a rick at the time sometime years ago. You can't beat the lad at the end of the day. He was on there for power plays, penalty killing. You know.
Well, he had a good shift, I thought.
He was involved in most things as well, so I would probably put his name in the hat as well.
Welcome to Warriors TV in association with Aquaseal. We have Warriors goalie here with us, Josh Crane. Josh, your first start on home ice, so what was that like?
Oh, it was great. Big crowd out there tonight, and a loud one as well. Obviously, felt great to get out there, start the game, and I only let one goal in. That's it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's probably from a goalie's point of view, it's probably an ideal, perfect game for you, wasn't it? Other than getting a shutout, of course.
Yeah, I mean that one goal. Some goalies, I'd like to have it back. So I'd be proud of myself that I made that one. shut out the entire game, and that'd been brilliant. But one goal, can't really complain, and go into next practice with a lot of confidence and into next week.
Yeah, it's quite a good pool of talent within the goalies at Whitley now, so a lot of competition for places.
Yeah, and Richie, he might not tell you himself, but he had a good game yesterday, especially in overtime and in the shootout. He really came through for us, and there's been a couple of goalies that have had a couple of shaky games, but really across the board, there's 4 good goalies now. So I said at the start, I like the competition, and I like battling for my spot, and I think having better goalies around me means that I get better as well. So I mean, hopefully we can just all feed off each other and get better and better and better as the weeks go on.
Yeah, Richie's always his own harshest critic, and like you say, it's kind of one of them where it spurs you on to be even better.
Yeah, and tonight was, having one mistake. There's going to be things I want to have done better. Those are the things I want to pick up on next week and take them into practice, and then work on them for the next week, and then the week after if I'm playing, and hopefully now that they've seen the other goalies can feed off that as well. 2 goalies that have not started yet started this weekend, and we both got wins. 4-point weekend. That's great thing for the team. The team's deep throughout all positions, so why not goalie as well?
Well, that's quite right, and of course, with Dean Bowater's injury in recent weeks, it's kind of necessitated having that deeper pool of talent there.
Yeah, and hopefully Dean will be ready to go next week, because we're all here for a team. No one wants anyone to be missing out. So yeah, I think he's feeling all right, and I know he's backing up today. So hopefully he'll be good to go.
Yeah. And obviously, scoring the 10 goals. I think we can forgive you for conceding that one. But what's it like playing out in front of not a full arena, but a very large crowd compared to, say, when you was at Nottingham, which didn't get as many people in?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I was saying yesterday that when we went down to Sheffield, I was like, I love playing in Sheffield too. And then they were like someone like Watson and Skippy were like, no, I can't play in Sheffield. There's never a crowd there. And I was like, yeah, but it's the nicest rink. I've never played in front of a proper crowd. I've had 1 or 2 games where there's been a proper crowd there, and so it's such a great feeling. You can just sort of if we score a goal, you can just sort of put your head down, listen to the fans roaring, and it's just a really big boost of confidence. It's really great to hear and see. Yeah.
Well, we can see you're ecstatic having got the win tonight and having played in front of that crowd. We wish you the best of luck going on for the rest of the season, and we hope to speak to you again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Welcome to Warriors TV in association with Aquaseal. We have Hawks player here with us, Lee Pollitt. Lee, not the scoreline you would have liked this evening. What was the difference between this weekend and last weekend?
I think it's always hard to come to Whitley and get a result. Not what we wanted at all with a scoreline like that, but turning up a bit late to get here and stuff like that, so no warm. I think 3 of us got out on the warm up, so that makes a difference going into the game. I thought we started better than I expected us to, but phased out towards the end.
Yeah, delays with traffic and etc. It's one of them things you can't really account for, and of course it wasn't the best preparation, as you said there.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like I say, it's an hard place to come and play anyway. Whitley know how to play here. They do a really good job here, and just set to fail to start today.
Despite the scoreline, do you think there was maybe some positives to take from it? Because at times it didn't look a 10-1 scoreline. There didn't seem much of a difference between the two sides, and there was maybe a spell in the second period where Whitley did clock up the goals. But aside from that, they were quite evenly matched at most of the game.
Yeah, I thought we had times where we did okay. I mean, the third period was a bit better. I think they only got 1 in the end, and we kind of changed the game plan a bit just to try and see it out. And obviously took an injury with Peter coming out, and but yeah, we've struggled with that all year, putting 60-yard minutes together, and it cost us tonight big.
Maybe looking at the game last week, that's certainly something you could take encouragement from going down further into the season.
Yeah, definitely. I think with obviously having the biggest ice in the league, it gets hard to come to places like this. But if we can do well and take the wins at home and look to steal a few wins on the road and stuff like that, I mean, we're still rebuilding the team. Obviously, Mike's come in, new coach and new players. We are looking at it as a year where we're rebuilding. If we can keep getting the wins at home and like I say, steal a few away, then we should be in a decent position coming towards the end of the year.
Yeah, you mentioned there about the ice surface. We often say going to Blackburn's tough for Whitley because we're used to playing on a much smaller ice surface. So I guess from what you've said there, it's the same, just in reverse for when Hawks come onto the smaller ice surfaces.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you always get used to, like, because you're training on your ice in the week and then you're playing half your games there, you do get used to your playing style will suit your ice, and like Whitley, like us at our place, same with Sheffield at their place, and that's just one of the things we have to deal with in this league is the different ice surfaces, and yeah.
And now looking ahead, next weekend you go to Solihull, and that's quite a unique venue as well, isn't it, with the netting rather than the plexi?
Yeah, that's another factor that you've got to consider when you go into the games there, and another place where it's hard to go and get points. But we are confident how we're playing at the minute. I mean, it's been a complete disaster tonight, but like I say, we were set to fail tonight coming into the game, and like I say, hard to come and play here.
Well, I do think there's positives to be had despite the scoreline, and we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.